Hi, Fizia. How are you?
Hello, Oksana. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. Well, it's been crazy for the past few days, and friend of mine, thanks to her, she sent me this energy report, and
Hmm.
everything made sense. For the past 3 days, basically, here's what it says: third eye pressure. Some people had slight headaches, heart palpitations, ear ringing or ear pressure, insomnia, stomach issues, and people are emotional. Just like you can tell, people are tense, especially the ones who are asleep. I noticed that in my family. Those who are asleep, strange intensity going on, like they're almost angry. With me, it was more like heavy head, stomach issues in terms of like I don't really want food, and I feel like it would make me sick type thing. And yeah, I couldn't sleep for the past few nights. I don't know what it is with you.
Yeah, I
Is
mean, I can say that I have very a few very intense days. As you know, I work nights in my readings, and yes, my voice is a bit low. Maybe this is another sign. And yes, I was stomach ache for a couple of days after my work. And yes, I find it difficult to sleep. Insomnia. So I'm agree with insomnia, stomachache. Uh, Not about tension, but very colored dreams, very intense dreams, lucid, and which lot information to what's happening the day later. So lots deja vu. And,
mm,
yeah, I mean, what I can see that we are experiencing this big wave of energy that is coming from, I think, from the universe and is reflecting Mother Earth.
mm,
And many people are subject to this, uh, what can I say, stretch of energy that they're not used to. And sometimes the body will receive these shocks. Okay.
mm,
Um, Plus, amplified with the electronic devices that we are completely surrounded, internet, Wi-Fi, this can have an effect that our body sometimes is a bit in distress. Okay, it's too much because already we have this amazing wave of energy, of change, and all the basically all the device, all the machines around us, internet, Wi-Fi, etc. They amplify this energy, which one part can be beneficial for us because your third eye is opening.
mm,
The other part can be a bit, has like contraindications, like
mm.
we're experiencing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. Like, because they're talking about, I don't follow the news, but because some of my family members are asleep
Mhm.
and watch the official news, they tell me that, oh, there's a new strain of this V is coming and it's from whatever parts of the world. It's totally different. But what I saw yesterday when I closed my eyes, I told you about it. I was on a spacecraft and I didn't see myself, but I felt like I was in a different body. And I saw like a big, long cigar shaped, um, like dark metal kind of color spacecraft came and it released like it's almost like at the end it opened up and there's a big capsule released in space. It looked like a satellite type thing, was kind of like two sets of wings,
Okay.
and it released some like translucent dust. And what came to me that dust was the new pathogens that they were gonna be interact. There's like nanoparticles, but mm, pathogens, but in not by biological nature of them, more like nanotechnology,
Mm.
not nanobots acting as viruses.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. I
yeah, so
think
they're gonna
that.
like go down, interact with the environment, biological environment, and affect those who are asleep, because via frequencies they cannot, push it back, or they cannot, like they can easily absorb them. They're just susceptible. But then, I mean, I also saw like a triangle sign. I,
Hmm.
I see this is the second time I see it. It's like a black triangle with a yellow rim around it, and there's like in a spiral goes a snake. It's green with green scales and the mouth open. And this spacecraft was from Orion Belt, which is like three dots, perfectly aligned up. That's what it came to me. And I also saw like the whole under the dome, it's blanketed with layers and layers of satellites. So imagine like the solar energy wave is coming. But because we are blanketed with satellites, right? They're trying to reflect back that solar energy. And that's why the turbulation happens. Because I also saw there's some spacecraft, and I think I'm one of those. I was the observer one. And it's almost like I get the information and I put it in something, like some crystals or something,
Hmm.
database. And then I saw some other spacecraft. They look like they round, were like spherical, and they would come and try to energetically with energies, like whatever that was, shooting, the capsules and deactivating them so they wouldn't be able to release the dust. So there's counterpart too. It's just kind of like I call it like a silent energy war going on. And so some sunlight, or sound energy waves going through, activating something which we feel, but at the same time, there's pressure from the devices, like you said, related to
Hmm.
satellite, Wi-Fi, and all this. It's like a bouncing waves constantly.
Yeah, I
And
mean, is in a way that the way you describe is like they are sending this form of signals.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And also the laboratory on there's multiple labs on Orion, and they're manufacturing, as I understand, these chemtrails or whatever you call them that contain this, uh, it's like bacterial weapon too, like pathogens that we can't see with our human eyes. We can't see them anyways, but the way they do, they mutate with something we already have in the bodies. That's how I feel it's happening, It gets into the body of an animal or a human, it mutates in something brand new. And the end result, they don't even know the end result. But my 9-year-old calls it, like she called this virus that we all know about zombie virus, because only zombies who believe in it get it.
Yeah,
Or some people might say, oh, no, no, I'm not a zombie, but I got it. If you got it, that means it might be not even that virus, even if you tested positive. Look how many false positives are. There's so many
exactly.
viruses overall existing, especially in the winter. I feel like one after another you catch, especially when kids are in school. It's insane. It's never
Yeah,
stopped.
they have a lot different, especially in winter, different viruses, which is not exactly you can confirm that is which one it is. But now everything is become one,
Mm,
and so and they have this magic pill of happiness, which is the V, and
mm,
everything's sorted, everything's done. I mean, it's so easy, to
mm,
implement in people's minds the belief that everything. will going to work okay, which I mean, okay to be positive, but not because you take something chemical. We know what's is all everything that we put in our system that is not natural. It will always end bad in a way or another. Let's say
Yes.
drugs. Let's say everything that is, you know what I mean, that it contains, you know, even the MT. I mean, no,
Mm,
I'm not completely against the MT, but obviously, when people exceed, let's say, antidepressant tablets, let's say, and even tablets for that cures cancer or any diabetes, in any form of pathologies, in a it's like it gives you something, but it takes away a lot because the
yeah.
body is stressed out. The body is stressed out of all these basically external, you know,
Yeah.
particles that is inside, and we are charged. I mean, because we are charged already with this all these things, even what we eat, a lot of chemicals already.
Right. Yeah,
You,
it's like the whole environment, the whole
yeah,
pot we're all being cooked in with the microwaves and all this stuff
yeah.
is toxic. So,
Actually, Oksana, we are already a device. We can plug in our nose, soon.
yeah, yeah, and I
So
feel
it's
the same thing. The earth, the essence of the earth is like a big ball of fire of electricity. You can just stick a stick and get your own electricity from the center of the earth, from that
yeah.
essence. You don't need all this external, because it's everything seems so fake. The way you know you have to plug something in to do this and that, but in reality, it's very simple. And right now, I see the layers of this reality is being disconnected from each other. It's like layers upon layers upon layers, and every group of people exists in certain layer. To me, like I saw it last night for myself, and
Mm-hmm.
they're getting shift. They shift away from each other further. Maybe that's why in the physical world we experienced earthquakes recently. France, right?
Yeah.
Japan, Russia,
Mm-hmm.
everything's like being shaken in this turbulence. That's why I always call we're in the period of turbulence. It's like on the plane when you're being shaken, and you don't
Yes.
know when it ends. And with this, I feel you can't really give the dates when it's gonna end because it's all based on our own energy. Each of us is a creator, is a believer. What we believe in, we perceive, we decode, uncode, and create at the same time, and it's very complex. It's not just, it's all multi-dimensional. It's like a crystal. He has many sides. Each of us has many sides. Each timeline has many outcomes, and there's
Mm-hmm.
so many of these timelines too. And
Okay.
all this together, right? I mean, you
What do you
can't say
think?
this right or this wrong.
Yeah. What do you think is happening in this, especially these days, with these strong waves? Are they changing us? We are moving to a different dimension, or there are forces that they want us to be stuck in this one? Because for some people, we're getting very, very, uh, you know, um, perceptive, extremely perceptive, and because we know we are in a very deep evolution now,
Right.
and so many people are experiencing this. It's like our body is like take away the stomach, because there is
Mhm.
changes that our mind knows is basically giving us information, and our bodies, because usually body is more the one that's passive, and is
Mhm.
receive. So I think we are already traveling, and sometimes we receive a lot of abductions,
Yes.
and this is why when we come back in our body, we experience the body is like, "Hey, are you belong to me?" So
Yeah.
because when we come back in our body, I think. our etheric mind, our our inner self is
Mm-hmm.
it has received some treatment or whatever, or
Right.
has too much information, and the body need to metabolize all these big massive
Mm-hmm.
information, and the body react with pain, headache. You can't sleep because it's too much. You are overwhelmed. It's like your
Mm-hmm.
body contains 100% of energy, but we're receiving maybe 500, maybe 1000%. Is too much.
Right. Yeah, that's what I felt when I saw myself as this big old man composed of blue energies, like energetic on the spacecraft. And he told me, I mean, I'm you, you are me. And I knew he was me. I mean, you just like touch him, read his DNA, it's me, for real. And I mean, I felt he could have, and he knew everything about all the parallel lives, meaning me, knew everything. But because me is in this little body that I don't really, I've never associated myself with this body. Maybe that's why I'm not interested in anything of the what the Matrix wants you to do with it, or
Hmm.
to make it beautiful or whatever. But yeah, it's like we found the door finally to open to get back to our own selves. And I don't feel like we're moving all of us to the fifth dimension necessarily. For me, I'm moving to the eights and nines I came from. For you, it could be different. For others, it can be 11s and higher. I mean, there's
Yeah.
thousands of dimensions. It's not like it stops at some point. It really is not. It just the way we classify them, I feel is wrong too.
Hmm.
You know, and I feel it depends on the experiences you got and how many lives you went through to get those experiences. That it runs in parallel with the number of dimension you're in. That's what I feel. But it doesn't mean that you're better or worse than others. It just means you got more experience. And
Hmm.
maybe with that experience you can help others. But yeah.
I can say just that the people decide to move in different dimensions because probably the job is done here. There's nothing they
Mm,
can learn anymore. Is
mm,
like this is why many people lose interest. They basically become detached of the materialistic world what we are experiencing right now. So, and they are not interesting anymore. They are bored. To be honest, I don't know this kind of system and forces. They stop at us, locking us down and making us stay in our houses. So not allowing us to protest for anything, not allowing us to raise our voice and
mm,
defend our rights because they not allow this anymore. In a way, they try to contain the mass and the people, but in the other, they pushing the people to work and open up more with the third eye. I mean,
right. To
I
awaken, to
call
start
always
questioning. Mm,
this is I call a boomerang effect. So they try to stop us, but in the end, actually they push us even more further. So
right.
because many people they're starting to think because hold on, stop, because he was running, rushing everything, going to work, career, traveling. You didn't stop, so the world
Mm-hmm.
stopped. In a way, they make us a favor. So sometimes I laughing about that because
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. You can't contain a earthquake.
Yes, yeah, it's totally. I mean, it's artificially created reality that are placed on top of the real breathing life planet with the
Eh,
essence in it, and it's kind of like it's shaken too. I mean, it wants to peel it off all the layers of fake, and we don't really belong here anyways. I feel like there's really nothing to learn here, except the only thing I learned, be careful with the AI and I don't understand this AI anyways. You know how I am, how good I am with computers and stuff.
You are. I mean, you are.
But
Just
yeah, I mean,
practice.
it's almost like they did us a favor also because I mean they separated us. Oh, I'm sorry, somebody turned off the light. I'm sorry, I'll turn it
It's
off. It's one
okay.
of my kids.
You just you just disappear.
um, would be the light, please. Don't turn it off. Okay, sorry. Well, this is life.
It's okay.
They forgot that I'm here. So yeah, I mean they in this reality you see black and white, right? And you also know at the same time there's no black and white either. But the way you see it with the physical mind, which is processor of this computer body, okay, black is would be for me as AI technology. I'm not gonna go that path. I actually like nature, animals, and flowers and all this. So I'll go the white path, which is a natural soul, what soul needs for being a real creator, for interacting with energies and, creating something beautiful every time. But you can really learn that here, which way you want to go,
Mhm.
which way leads to what.
What about if we're going to channel in the real message here? Because I feel that there is a message. I know there are. I can see that there is a sort of preparation, a sort of it's like when you are deciding to go on holiday to a very, very exotic place far away, and you are preparing yourself with your luggage. Where I put, what take this one? Oh, I have to do this. I have to use this dictionary for the language, and this is what I feel. So, but the
Hmm.
message is, where are we going, and what is, I mean, the motivation? Why now?
Hmm. That's a good idea. Yeah, we can look at it. Let me get ready. Because everybody says something's definitely happening, but it's kind of interesting to look closely what
Yeah.
exactly, right?
And what we expect for the next, I have a good feeling March will be over channel with March, which is a door. I know it's springtime. March is always is the beginning of, before summer, but March will be probably a very intense month. Is what I feel.
In
I can
April
see
too.
yeah, lot of lights and lot of changes. Again, we will be charged with this energy that for some people will be maybe too powerful. Some people it's like you activate,
Yeah, yeah, I feel that too.
yourself in a sort of, amazing. I can't say power, like about magic or stuff like that, but I think that we're going to be very, very, very sensitive. And we're going to receive lot messages from
Mhm.
our, inner self, which is our lives, all our lives. They basically is
Mhm.
telling us you did this, and this, and the future life, this parallel universes. They are
Right.
messages, and everybody are they use it like a radio, their own frequencies to connect what is telling individually. Every
Mhm.
individual, because every individual has their own universe. They will going to
Right.
receive, and then it is where they is it talking about union or individuality?
Yeah. I think it's very individual. I mean, it's like, do you feel that too? I mean, that's why I mentioned that everybody goes in his own dimension at the end
Mm,
of the soul. We're just here for a ride and probably to, because Earth is, the essence of it interacting with us, and that's how it always happens, from the session. That us on the surface and all the races in the Earth's caverns, like it has caverns with all the different races and they're living. I mean, we're all interacting together. It's like a big ball of energy, but it has to be certain energy for the earth to emerge from and, shed off this artificial programs, I guess, so we can be more free. And then, we'll choose whether you want to leave or not, or when do you want to leave. It's all going to be in your hands like a real creator. Nobody should be telling you or guiding you anywhere. You're your own guide. You're your own, uh, creator, and the one who decides what to do and when to do it. As long
Yes,
as, of course,
I
and
think
at
is
this.
yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry if I interrupt you, darling, but that is a very good point. That is when you say everyone he has his own creativity, they have to use. This is the message that we is important. The people knows because the people don't really. Um, Sorry, my dog is going to go out. Everybody needs to understand how powerful they are inside and
Yeah.
to give credibility to their own creativity, which is
Yeah.
no, no, it's just idea. No, no, it's just my thoughts. See, they're always in denial, but they are desperate to feel
Mhm.
special because we are special. Every
Yeah.
single person is special, and they are all magicians. All they are Merlin with their own creativity. Yeah. Sorry, I
Right.
wanted just to point this. It's important people knows that, and they're
Yeah.
starting to start to understand. Oh, you know what? It's true
Yes.
because
Yeah.
everything we have in around this come from a mind, from a creativity idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, it's important to know, and the only way for people to understand and prove it to themselves and be more trusting to their own selves is by experiencing and exercising
yeah.
creation from their own mind and from their own ideas, and you know but okay, let me just see what is going on. Oh, I immediately see some interesting picture my subconscious is showing. It's like a rectangular shape made out of light, and then there's like waves. You know how you draw waves on the sea. There are four layers of them, and then there are loops from the
Hmm.
sky going like this in a loop motion. As I understand, it shoots in specific locations because it powers through almost like portals in certain spots of the earth, shoots the light, covers people with it, kind of like they absorb it, and then it goes back. And then it holds, it's almost like each group of people I see in a little teardrop made out of light. But
Hmm.
there's also, I see some energy portals. They look like tubes to me, transparent, and I understand the souls of those who are living right now, the physical bodies. Some of them are so distressed the way it happened to them, which is actually planned by the system anyways, because those souls themselves, they would not be able to wake up in this lifetime, and
Okay.
they go to some which looks like containers, but they may look like rectangular boxes. It's like saving souls in those boxes, but then I see them being carried on to the spacecraft, which is triangular. I see military people there, but they are in black suits, absolutely black. And they take them to what comes, this alternative reality comes a lot. Like they created this alternative universe, which they're gonna be populating with the souls who left in fear from this plane. So
Mhm.
basically what we're talking about, this V, and how people get to the hospitals and how they lose their lives.
Okay.
And but it's happening at the same time. That's why people who are sensitive feel it all. You know, you
Mhm.
can feel like sadness for 5 minutes and then you are back to normal for the rest of the day. I feel like we almost like energetically, we go through pockets of reality, which is like filled with emotions, and it's like mental emotional pockets, to be honest, like was created by the people, different groups of people who creating different timelines for themselves. And we are since we are awakened, we kind of read through all of them. And it's like you can, as if you're walking through a big crowd of people and you feel emotions and thoughts of each and every one of them. That's probably why we're so tired at times and our head is so heavy, because we do protect ourselves, but at the same time the environment is like pressure from all the sides onto you.
Mhm.
And it's getting thicker. But that it's gonna go to certain thickness of the fabric in which we are, which is woven out of artificial fibers. When these artificial fibers get too tight, they're gonna pop. And I feel that there's gonna be a moment when we'll feel relieved. All of the people who are sensitive will be relieved. When this moment comes, I mean, it just what came to me, number 18. Um, but I feel like it's really relative at this point.
Okay. So let's connect with the number 18. Will be of this month or will be a particular month?
18 turns into 9 and it starts spinning to me.
Mhm.
Like you spin
Yeah.
a spinner, like zoom, 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 zoom. And I feel like the time overall is gonna get dissolved by that spinning of the number 9. Number 9 is 6, 6 is 9. It's like we start understanding that this reality, if we understand that there's no positive, negative, black and white, is everything's just neutral, but what they're trying to do, they're showing us pictures, giving us programs, and if the minute we believe in those images and programs, we create this negative positive vibe and duality, then all of a sudden this whole system is gonna crash when you understand that.
Mhm.
mm, but also the truth is, regarding some reason it came to me that regarding those people that you don't want to deal with at this point, because right now we feel the most our intuition is at its highest potential. It's in correlation with the Schumann resonance that is like off the charts, and our intuition is off the charts in a way too, because the energies we don't want to be in contact with by interacting with people or anything, groups or watching whatever, or listening to a video even, it means that we don't have to, because they would disrupt the balance of our creation in our own pool of that creative energy in our energy sphere, which we have to preserve. And therefore those people who are give you the negative vibe and you feel like not dealing with them, it just means that they're in a different stage of evolution, of entropy, or their consciousness doesn't resonate with you. Just leave them alone. They'll get to let's say, I mean, to your level, just to understand it better at some point. But it doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that you have nothing to do with them at this point. And you cannot, because when you have something to do with somebody and you feel strong pull towards the person, it just means that you need each other's energy to be in contact with, to interact with each other, because you give push to each other. I give you, you give me, in our own growth towards some more and bigger understanding. It's like a natural way of constant growth of your consciousness, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, sounds really, really, really deep. This is this is why when I can feel that so many people are receiving these shakes or these shock waves, if you want to call, um, because it's like I this what I need to detect is sometimes it's just a reminder for us that we soon will be in action constantly, and we are preparing our body, for this big trip and in the consciousness. And this is why some people probably they're not ready. They become very ill, very sick, especially emotionally. And you know what I mean with the um, surroundings, where they where their reality is, they are quite distressed. So it's like a trip, but not for all.
You know what's really happening? Like I'm looking into my family members, those who are asleep. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that TV that he's watching, right? And he's more and more into it because it's like a big suction. It's like a, I don't even see a TV screen. I feel like a big black portal that is sucking him in into more and more into bigger matrix realities than this one even. You know, that's why the separation here is happening, because all of a sudden you live separate lives. You're the same family but live separate lives because you just, there's no zero resonance with each other. That's what happens in my family too. As if I see this person, but I don't really have anything to do with this person because our energies are completely different. You know,
Mm-hmm.
consciousness is different, decoding of reality is different, perceptions, everything is different. So he's not gone, he's here, his physical body is here, but I feel like his soul is being sucked into the more and more into artificial AI driven reality, you know. Yeah, it's like a vacuum.
Yeah, it's possible that we can use our like a big megaphone, yeah, massive megaphone that we can use lot amplifiers everywhere and send and spread this message to all the people that need this information. That to be careful what matrix is there waiting for us,
Mm-hmm.
because if we
Yeah, I've
not,
done that.
we should not allow this abduction. We, we should definitely be aware about these portals.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I did send the information through those big devices that you mentioned. I also see myself in interesting, it's like white with silver blicks suit, skin tight on a spacecraft. A spacecraft almost like rhombical. It's not your typical spacecraft. It looked like a rhombus. And I'm sitting on it and looking how interesting it's done. There are a lot of us. We are formed a circle with our spacecraft, and we are holding the space in between. You know, this blanket of satellites. We hold the space in between the satellites and spreading them out more. So the more light triggers in, it's
Mhm.
it's almost like I don't see it as light. I just see it as waves with information going in. through the dome, through everything, all the layers of astral matrix and into the our physical matrix. And then it goes straight to people who basically ready to receive. It just picks people by vibration, really. It goes through those who would understand, like downloads in a way. And that's why only those who are awakened would experience the symptoms, I feel, or these physical symptoms. The other ones would just get, um, the other ones, their immune system just shutting down on its own because of the everything together at the physical level, the fear of everything, and energetic level is there. They're suppressed. They're all already taken over, some of them, because it's like they don't fit into the timeline they would accommodate their slow process of awakening. Therefore, they take into different reality to continue their journey there. And there's going to be a chance that they awaken too. I mean, there's always a chance, but not here anymore, because this one is like shutting down, like a shell at the beach, with two sides like this. It's closing up right now.
What about even the animals that they are? I can feel that they are receiving a lot of these waves. I mean, is the animal? I mean, like dogs, cats, pets. I mean, every animal in the earth. They is any chance that these animals they will develop their consciousness? I mean, they will
Mm.
become more. I can't say that they're not intelligent, obviously, because they are amazing, but because the way they live, because they are set up to be. But is they become more aware, even from us? Oh my, this is the human. Oh my God, we should not trust them.
Very excited. Actually, I see a huge group of animals, different ones, and they are kind of smiling because they're excited about us. That we'll be able to. We are all able already, but we're coming to a realization that we can telepathically connect with them and feel them more, and they can transfer their thoughts to us. And more people would understand that there, because it's like we're getting closer to the vibration of nature and they're part of it. And when you're swimming in that ocean of this nature high vibration, you can contact with a tree, a flower, anything that is alive, that has soul, consciousness. So yeah, I mean, they're excited about that, and we're there like part of us anyways. I see like it's almost like you're a cell and you have a receptor, and this receptor is your animal.
Mhm.
So you're really like a one um, energy field with your animals anyways. Yeah, but some of them are getting sick these days too, because some of their physical bodies are too old, and it's hard for them to
Mhm.
go through the motions, because they do go through motions because of us humans also. We go through mental, emotional, body transformations too, and they feel it and go through them also, as that, because they're part of us. It's too hard, so I mean, the ones who cannot sustain, they sometimes decide to leave because their body cannot carry through this. Others are, I feel like, I just see like everybody flat on their stomachs right now. It's just like we need some rest and reflection time, which is happening. And also looked for a second why it is so cold around the world. But this cold effect is created partially by this nanotechnologies trying to blanket,
Mhm.
and basically shield us from receiving those waves of energy. They're used as a reflective tape put over in our atmosphere, our environment, and that creates some side effects of strange weather conditions, including the cold, because those informational waves are coming through the portal, through the sun as portal. And the sun rays, the real sun, I'm talking about, not the artificial. So they're going through, but the artificial that they created, these layers from satellites, from blankets of nanotechnology to reflect them back. It's not going to be for long, but it seems like, there's like warfare going on at different stages and layers of physical matrix, astral matrix, and
Mm-hmm.
above all the other layers and dimensions. Everybody's liberating his own race type thing, but it's happening through the raising of consciousness level. That's the only way. You can't save anybody by force, really. So that's what I see. But yeah, it's
Very
time to
interesting. So
relax
you,
and reflect.
so they try even to these waves of this matrix trying to have a sort of manipulation even with the weather regarding the cold. So what about the
Mhm.
summer then? So the summer will be more hot or
What's really interesting? As you were talking, I understood how it's happening. So we're going to see transformation at every level, including the government, money system, everything. Every single system of control, including religion, would be transformed. But it's not for us. Those systems are not for us anymore. Those who are awakened are just going to witness the transformation, but we're not going to participate in those. Because it's like the layer that is being transformed, that is hooked up to the artificial reality quantum computer. It's shifting over to the alternative universe that they created for themselves to recreate this matrix system to continue on what they're doing, anyways, using up souls for energy and all this research they're doing. But when that layer is gone, we're just gonna be creating our own. And it's a gradual process. It's not like snap of the fingers and it's done. that's
yeah.
that's why when I go further, I don't even see the monetary system in place anymore. If you go all the way down, and basically in physical terms, to the rest of my life and how it's gonna go, I just see myself living in nature with no monetary system, and more like everything's available though when you want it. And everybody's helping each other, but it happens naturally because that's the way we function as a society. So
Very interesting. Very interesting. Is there a message that Oksana you are able to decoding from this for these days, for these changes? How we have to be aware of something, prepare of something, or just you know?
I see notebook and a pen, and my subconscious is saying just record everything you tap into, all the parallel lives that are opening to you right now, all that they've been doing to you since your childhood. They've been doing to a lot of people. Right now it's like the gateway is open to your own subconscious, and you're gonna remember and have more flashbacks that you
Okay.
can write down. It's basically dig inside yourself. That's the message. No, just don't look outside, look more inside, and what is inside is what your subconscious is ready to share with you, because you're at this point when you're ready to receive. And everybody's pretty much at this point right now. So we just have to believe and trust our inner feeling more, because it's gonna overpower the logical, rational mind these days. People are gonna go more by feeling and intuition rather than, logic. Logic is gonna
Okay.
feel artificial.
Okay. So we have to basically to record everything to make sure that um, we can definitely we implant in somehow this information in our subconscious in order to check back another day, because
Mm,
the tendencies of every single individual is to erase all this information when we depart.
yeah, it's like subconscious is telling, come on, write it down for your logical part, for your
Mm,
rational part to understand and process it, because we have to be one right now. Separation is over for now.
yeah, that is very, very interesting. So this is why it's very important when many people start to do more meditation, that they try to do even self-hypnosis to relax and to basically download these informations
Mm,
directly,
yeah,
because yeah, and they create a sort of like a safe in every information we send it to ourselves, because
mm-hmm,
we're going to we are creating a very very deep channel.
right. I also see like a suggestion from my subconscious. If you feel like you can't just go, in trance easily, my subconscious says you definitely can, but you can use different technique. You can sit outside, look at the leaves of the tree moving in the wind, and that puts you in trance, or watch the clouds lying on the beach when it's warm outside, and then the images would appear, or the information would just come as your own thoughts. I mean, there are different ways to do it. You don't have to. He said it's wrong that for people to think that you have to sit in a certain pose or be in bed for meditation and take it so seriously. No, I mean, you just find the way something relaxes you. For some people, they would be just sitting in the chair and listening to the dryer going and,
Yeah,
so it depends.
yeah, everything that relax us, that we can go on tune.
Mm, yeah.
That's what very interesting and very very quite yes, makes sense. So you think this this energy update it will stay for some time, or is just this these days?
There's gonna be like this constant waves. I mean, one set of let's say symptoms of the physical would come and go, and they would be substituted with another set
Mm-hmm.
of symptoms. So don't worry if you experience something, but of course listen to your body. Sometimes it's a physical problem also, so you can't always automatically think it's only the waves of transformation affecting it. I mean, just be rational about everything too, which, because our physical body belongs to this physical world also,
Yeah,
but I feel more like we're affected by energies more than anything else at this point right now. And it's by design. We ourselves created this. Even the situation where ourselves are, we created this. Everything is in our control. We have to understand that too. So, because what we agree to, we create it or we experiencing. So, if you don't want to experience something, you just disagree, basically. And that's why even this, you know, the what they're doing, the vaccines are not mandatory because we disagreed. But so that's why they're not. It's all in our hands. So yeah, I guess yeah, it's pretty much it. I don't see anything else. I think it's I can get out.
Yes, you
Um,
did excellent. And yes, there was quite a very useful information. Well
yeah.
done, as always, Oksana. You did
Thank
very.
you for the questions. It was nice, guiding me
I
through.
felt like I was, you was driving, and I felt like I was in the back seat, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, watching a
Yeah, and
in
what came to me that Dolores Cannon used to say that put your logical or irrational to the back burner or the back seat of the car, and you just said that. So see how we telepathically read off of each other in the session. I
yeah.
mean, that's how it is in life too. You always exchange energies and telepathically connect.
Yeah, because you going to always to adapt in the energy that is, I mean, is like uniform. It's like, ah, yeah, I feel connected. We have the same frequencies. We're moving at the same pace. This is the beauty of when people understand wherever, if you like chocolate or like strawberries, you know what I mean. Is
Hmm.
you can see the views. It's not only one way.
Right.
I mean, this is when it's impossible, just accept one way. Because we are living a duality. I remember I told you we are two. Everything is two hands, two
Right.
two holes here, two eyes,
Mm-hmm.
two ears.
Right.
Because we have the good, the bad, the happy, the sadness. Everything's two.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, well, that's good. Maybe we can finish this one with that. Yeah, it's very interesting about duality, and I think it was great. So thanks a lot. I think
Thank you, Oksana. And yes,
see you
to the
next
next one.
time for the
Bye
yeah.
bye.
Bye. Oh, so now I can't. Oh, I can't stop recording.